8th grade. Shop class. I was no master carpenter, but I wasn't a total butterfingers with an X-Acto knife either. Did I deserve what came to me? That depends on who you ask. But I'm just here to tell my side of the story.
Hey, welcome to shop class. I'll be instructing you. My name is Mr. Hayworth. Your first assignment for the year is to craft a wooden cutting board. Good luck.
Maybe the first warning sign was stepping into that beginner's level course and hearing not a word about how to use any of the equipment.
Alright, that is a complete lie. We spent the whole first week going over how to use every single piece
In any case, I needed a class to fulfill my art score. And no way was I going to take Mrs. Anderson's drawing class with all those DeviantArt anime freaks. So I got to work with the first tool that caught my eye, the surface planer.
Yeah, so be sure to work with a partner when using the surface planer. When used incorrectly...
Mr. Hayworth said that it could kill us, and that excited me. I moseyed on over and passed a piece of wood through it. It did what it said it could. Now I have a plain surface. Mr. Hayworth clearly didn't realize that I was in the gifted program, so I took it upon myself to do something more challenging. I got to work constructing my own measuring system.
Rebecca, this cutting board, much too narrow to be able to cut anything on. And what are all these markings? It looks like you're trying to make a ruler, but the measurements are all off.
Oh no, Mr. Hayworth. You've clearly misunderstood my intentions. That's a ruler for my new measuring system. An inch measures a different length depending on the day of the week. And it's all marked on there if you would just read, you simple man.
Let me help you. Let's start you off with a new plank of wood. How's that?
He told me I didn't understand the assignment, and I told him he didn't understand life. Needless to say, things got so bad that he eventually had to send a letter home.
Sweetie, you gotta do something about your project. Mr. Hayworth keeps calling and calling and calling, and the house phone is ringing off the hook. Every time it just gives me false hope that he's finally caved and asked your mother to dinner. Oh, is this live? Don't tell your father I said that.
I kept making these rulers despite Mr. Hayworth's pathetic pleas. I was averaging 4 rulers per class period, which I promptly sold to the impressionable morons that attend Westfield Junior High. They were selling like hotcakes, and everyone was using them on their geometry homework. Soon enough, the average geometry grade at Westfield Junior High saw a sharp decline.
Becca, Mom says it's time for dinner. Come downstairs, we're having lasagna. I want to eat.
Cindy, I'm recording. Didn't you see the on-air sign outside?
Ooh, can I play?
I feared my younger sister would suffer an aneurysm from trying to process the story I had to tell.
Who are you talking to? Are these your imaginary friends?
I swear to God, Cindy, I will rip the head right off of Mr. Bunny.
Becca, you heard your sister. It's lasagna tonight, and you know how crusty it gets if you let it sit.
Mr. Bunny?
Cindy, can you tell me how long an inch is? She didn't realize that today was a Wednesday, which means that the inch goes down in value. I made a note to myself to save a ruler for my sister's Christmas stocking.
Rebecca Lynn, if you don't come down, we're gonna eat all the food. Oh, are you still recording? Is this all part of your podcast? Hi, everyone.
You heard Mom, we're gonna eat all the food.
Whatever, Squirt, go stuff yourself silly. After taking a minute to process how I could be related to something so stupid, it reminded me of someone else's stupidity. Mr. Things eventually got so bad that he sent a letter. I saw the envelope in the mail on Saturday, postmarked with a stamp featuring 2 kittens sitting in front of an American flag. How patriotic. I opened the envelope, no doubt sealed with Mr. Hayworth's own saliva, and read to myself.
To the parent or guardian of Rebecca Anderson, your daughter has failed to comply with the guidelines set forth. She's unresponsive to any advice or guidance, and instead chooses to utilize the class resources for her own profit. Because of this, she'll receive a penalty of 50 points off her final grade, and I'll discuss this with her on Monday. Sincerely, Mr. Hayworth.
And he was right. I would see him on Monday. We had class on Monday. When I got to class, Mr. Hayworth confronted me at my desk.
Rebecca, I'm hoping you saw the letter I sent home. The rest of the class done with the cutting board project. We're moving on to toy race cars. So if you don't finish the cutting board project by the end of the week, I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to leave this class.
And guess who didn't show face the next day? Me. I learned something more valuable in that class than how to use a handsaw. I learned the meaning of entrepreneurship and standing up for what you believe in. I also learned that I'm the smartest girl in school, and who's to tell me what I can and can't do.
You still have to finish your art form.